But first, hey, in honor of that win, let's talk about beer. I like the sound of that. That sounds good. The clinking of that's a pour. Are you kidding me?
There you go. Start off the day right.
We're celebrating with brews from around the world here in the Price Chopper Kitchen with beer expert Derek Owen. You're taking us through international choices. How do you become a beer expert?
You drink a lot of beer and you work for a company that puts you through a lot of training.
Stand by. I don't mean to frisk you before 9:20 a.m. There you go. You're good. How do you become a beer expert?
You drink a lot of beer and you get trained by a really good company.
How much beer you got to drink to be an expert?
Kind of depends on the person, but I prefer to be thoroughly prepared.
I like that. So how has Kansas City changed in the past decade with all the microbrews?
So it's been awesome. You have all of these new people coming in with their new ideas and some home brewers, and they've been perfecting their art, and then they're opening their tap houses, and Kansas City's on the beer map. It's a great town, and now the beer culture is starting to catch up to how awesome Kansas City is overall.
Everyone's catching up to Kansas City.
Yep.
They're starting to. So tell us about the beers you brought. What did you just pour?
So this is the Einger Brauweiss, nice traditional German Brauweiss beer. You should try it.
And why did you pick this one for me to try? Because you were asking me questions before.
Because it's safe. There's not, that beer is going to be...
I don't like that.
Beer's going to be really good. There's some banana flavors in there, some fruit. It's a traditional German beer, and it's a perennial bestseller for a reason.
I taste the banana.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a banana shake.
Sure.
But you say safe because you asked me what I like, and I said I like Blue Moon.
Right.
So you said, all right, we'll go with that one. Okay,
sure.
Next up, what do we have?
So this is Timi Soriana. It's actually a Romanian beer. It's another wheat beer that's based off of this, but a little bit more of the spices that you're going to get right off of the Baltic Sea.
This one.
Duvel, Belgian beer, and they're also part of the Boulevard family, the Duvel Morget family. So
how do you decide what kind of glass to pour the beer into? Do you base it on brand or just what you're feeling?
No, so that's actually a great question. So you have your traditional like Hefe glasses and stuff, so that you can keep this proper head retention, which helps the flavor stay in. It releases some of the aroma, and it actually adds to your beer.
So
experience.
It's good to have that the head?
Oh yeah, take the smell.
Because I always taught you got to if you have the more white stuff, the worse pour you are, or something like that.
Actually,
right?
they've done a bunch of studies where if you drink flat beer with no head, you'll end up with more of a tummy ache. You get fuller.
There you go. That's news you can use. So what else should you be looking for when you taste a beer?
The aroma plays into it, which is one of the reasons why the style of glass is so important.
This is beautiful.
Then you have the body, the way it tastes on your palate, the tongue feel for it, and then you always have to drink beer with food. At least I do.
What do you have it with usually?
Depends. For this one, you can. I mean, that goes great with anything from a salad to some of your shellfish and little fish dishes, and awesome.
Let me ask you about this one because this is the prettiest can of beer I've ever seen, maybe in my life. Chris, if you want to get a close shot of this, look at how pretty this is. It looks like a sunset. What is that?
These guys are awesome. So it's 2 Ol, and I think I pronounced that right. But it's a brewery that they actually are based out of Norway. They do some fantastic beer, but they're also like a gypsy brewer. So they will contact these other breweries, and they'll go there and they will brew the beer at these different places.
Oh, interesting.
And
so
then
they're
ship them out.
traveling to you. Tell us about Beer Fest and what's new this year.
What's new? Even more breweries, more beer, and we have a bigger VIP area, and yeah, it's going to be, this is our 5th year of doing it up there at Power and Light, and we just keep getting bigger, and we think we keep getting better.
More beer, more breweries, Beer Fest. Thank you very much for being here. This is delicious. Beer Fest is tomorrow from 3 to 6 in the Power and Light District. And did you know there's another festival